This wannabe gangster thought he could get away with attempted murder, but now he's facing Judge Boyd.
So, according to the facts of this case, you're offering to buy an item for someone, but the person arrives to sell his item and then a weapon is pulled on them. It was agreed that the purchase price would be $500, and then you pretended to reach in your pocket for money to pay, and then instead you pulled out a knife and pressed it to the victim's ribs and told the victim you were going to steal the phone. And then you had the wherewithal to change, I guess, I'm from the 70s where you had CBs and stuff. So you change your handle from what it previously was to the P word. So, I mean, you had the wherewithal, even though, you're saying you had drug-induced issues, you still had the wherewithal to go in and change your account name and everything. And you had the wherewithal to reach out to someone to make a plan to buy an item from them and then set up a place to meet. But you're saying all of this was in a drug-induced haze? Do you see how that sounds?
I see how it sounds. Well, at the time I was doing Xanax, and Xanax, when I do them, it was causing blackouts in and out. I really don't remember.
And then see, the thing for you not to remember, because you're telling me you're not remembering, obviously something happened that made you remember because you went in to change your name, your handle from where you had previously reached out to this person.
And Judge, of course, I'm not a psychologist.
Yeah.
If he's in a drug-induced and he can't remember anything later, I don't think that necessarily means that at the time he wasn't able to function and obviously do what he did.
Mm-hmm.
He just doesn't recall it later once the drugs and the alcohol were off.
All right, thanks for explaining that. I appreciate that. All right, I just don't think you're appropriate candidate for deferred adjudication. So I'm not going to grant your application. I'm going to find you guilty. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. The court is going to sentence you to 15 years in the prison. I'll give you credit for any time served. All right, we can go off the record. This is what I want you to understand. I take no joy in sending anyone to prison. I am still hopeful that you will do well. I know that 15 years is a lot of time. Any day that you spend in custody, even if it's an hour, it's a lot of time. But you're going to have to change your ways, because otherwise what's going to end up happening is you're going to find yourself spending the rest of your life at the prison. And when you look at your history, if you pick up a new case, people are going to see that history, and your minimum is 25 years. And the law is the law. However, if you end up going to prison for 30 years, when it comes time for you to go to parole, they're going to look at your criminal history and they may be inclined to let you sit there for the full 30 years. You understand?
Yes,
All right, so there's still a chance for you to improve yourself, to get your life together. So while you're at the prison, there are plenty of programs that are there for you. Read, get an education. They will give you an education for free. If you don't have your GED, get your GED. Work on improving yourself and do not become institutionalized. Do you understand?
yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you, Judge. Maybe be excused.
Yes.